Where did the wire go? That was not what I wanted to hear. When Mark asked the question, where did the wire go? You see, Mark figured out that we would save lots of money if we ran the wires ourselves for our new camera. And so his main concern was getting the wires over the barrel ceiling in our foyer. And so I offered to help run the wires because there's a lot going on over the ceiling of our foyer and our AV room. There are 2 furnaces up there. There's a hot water tank up there. There's all these water pipes up there. There's a sprinkler system up there. There's all this electrical up there. There's not a lot of room up there. And so the person who had to do the crawling up there pretty well had to be of small stature, and I fulfilled that requirement. You see, these are size 8 shoes. The reality is, I'm small of stature. Well, the reality is, my foot size is really size 7.5, but I've discovered 7.5 is boys' shoes, and size 8 is typically when men's shoes start, and so I'd wear the size 8. I'm small of stature. So I was crawling up there in all the dust and the spider webs, and it was quite a feat, and finally got the wires over the barrel ceiling, and now I'm poised over a sheetrock ceiling, trying not to put my foot through the ceiling, or worse yet, fall through the ceiling into our electronic equipment of our AV room. So I'm balancing up there, trying to pull the wire the other direction, and that's when Mark asked me the question, where did the wire go? I pulled the wire all right. The wrong end of the wire that had already been run over the barrel ceiling, I pulled it all the way back, and it took more time to get the wire back over the barrel ceiling a second time than it did the first time. But the reality is, throughout the whole thing, Mark was an absolute saint. Never lost his patience once. I mean, it turned into an all-day project, but we did it. You know, it's an amazing thing to me, the wonderful people that God has put in my life that inspire me. Mark's one of those people. What Mark is able to do around here is amazing. What he has helped us to do with this whole live stream is amazing. And the different features that he's now able to do is amazing. Besides that, he's our worship pastor, and he works very hard at praying over the scriptures and what I'm going to preach and helping us to have the best worship experience possible with the music that he chooses. And what I like is, if there isn't any music, he composes some music. You see, Mark is an inspiration to me, one of the many inspiring people in my life. And so the question that I ask for you is, who inspires you? Who is that inspiration in your life? Who brings that light into your life? So Mark did for me. Part of that above the ceiling is very dark, and I needed to know where I was going to put my feet. And he ran and got me a flashlight, the light in the darkness. Who is that light to you? Who shines in your darkness? Who inspires you? For Jesus said, there is going to be light in the darkness. The righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. We hear in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 43. The righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who shines in your life? Because the reality is, Jesus said that in explanation to the parable of the weeds and the wheat. Too often, we feel overwhelmed and overcome by the weeds. Too often, all we see is the weeds, the evil. And yet, if we really have eyes of faith, we can see the good shining for all of us to see in the people that God places in our lives that continue to shine even in the midst of weeds. They continue to shine even in the darkness. That's our inspiration, because what I like about it is, I don't know if you notice on some Sunday mornings when I'm doing the Mass, you will notice different rays of light shining on the screen, shining on the altar, shining in my eyes. That's the sun reflecting off the cars in the parking lot. The sun hits their windows and reflects and shines into the worship space here. Well, that's what we're called to do, to be the reflections of those people who shine in our lives, to let their light shine off of us. Because we need that. Sometimes we just almost give in to the darkness, almost are choked out by the weeds. And yet, we can find strength through their inspiration. We can find strength, especially in finding where do they get their strength. We hear very clearly in our first reading from the book of Wisdom, chapter 12, verse 16. Your might, O Lord, is the source of righteousness. Your might, O Lord, is the source of righteousness. Your might, O Lord, helps these people who inspire us to be just, to help these people who inspire us to be that shining light, to help those people who inspire us to be kind. Because we also hear in the book of Wisdom, chapter 12, verse 19, you taught your people that those who are righteous must be kind. To be righteous must be kind. Because the reality is, there are some running around acting self-righteous. They are only adding to the weeds. You can tell when someone is an inspiration, is a shining light, by their kindness. The righteous are truly kind. So, how can we be like them? How can we be like those people that inspire us? How can we be kind? How can we be righteous? How can we be that light in the darkness? How can we be the wheat in the weeds? How can we be that shining people like the sun in the kingdom of our God?